I could have played a lot better too, you know. I flashed it and died, you know, like, woo! You know, like after that happened, I was really like, oh, like what am I doing, you know?
Paul just behind the scenes going like,
no, like that's the thing. Maybe in the past, but now I feel like he's like, ooh, sucks. Like he has the feeling like he can attack the issue together with me. Nice. We're not like profiting from each other's mistakes. We're actually like trying to fix them together.
Hey everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, joined here by Bwipo. And please let me ask you the most important question of the day. Everyone's been wondering about this. Are you going to keep the mustache?
I'm not. I mean, I might keep it for a few days for comedic effect in the house, keep the morale up in case things go wrong. That's what Joy was thinking too, but honestly, I think I just kind of look silly with it.
I think you and Joey look like the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They were Mario and Luigi, and I think it's kind of funny.
Okay, good. I like it. I think you should keep it. I think it somewhat suits you, but at the same time, I'm surprised you were even able to.
On the media day, I had like the full, like the round thingy, and that looks like, I mean, I'm okay with that. The main reason I have the mustache is for comedic effect. I honestly, you know, like it's, because we knew beforehand that I was going to play today. So for people that are wondering, I'm sure you might ask the question, but we have 100% intention to make our roster a 6-man roster fully, which means that both me and sOAZ will be working together a lot more. We're working pretty hard to make sure that our bond is a lot better, a lot stronger, that we can rely on each other to like help with decisions and everything. And just communication between each other, between me and sOAZ is running a lot more smooth.
Okay. So should we expect to basically share 50-50 game time, roughly?
Right now we're assuming that that's going to happen. But of course, you know, like let's say week 4, I win every game, Paul loses every game, then, you know, like results are results. At a certain stage, of course, our coaches will make the decision. Other way around, the same.
Right.
At the end of the day, performance is what's going to make the decision. Like it's going to play a huge role, but it's also going to be the amount of effort we put in, our attitude towards the team, towards ourselves, everything. It's going to be the entire package. At least that's what's communicated to us, is that the entire package is going to be looked at. So I just want people to know that are watching my interview that whoever is playing on stage, they deserve to be there. Because both me and sOAZ are fully convinced that it really doesn't make a difference either like which one of us plays. We will be able to play to the point where we can get a win.
I'm sure that like that was a really nice message, but at the same time you just got dropped from so many fantasy LCS rosters right now.
I mean, unfortunate, you know, but like the biggest thing to take away for most people is that what's really important that I've always felt, but now it's even enforced, is that I always had the validation of the rest of my team, but due to the incident, it was sometimes difficult to feel the approval from sOAZ. I knew I had it, but you know, like it wasn't the same. Whereas right now, like when I go on stage, I feel like I have 5 players that have my back 100% instead of maybe 90%. Mm-hmm. And I hope I can do the same for Paul. I really hope that I can give the same to sOAZ and make him feel like he's there. Because the hardest part about us, and we even talked about this, is that it really sucked in our practice that, for example, I would play badly in like a set of scrims, and then he would like really smurf and carry 3 games, and then it was like, oh, you know, he'd be like, oof, like, oh, might not see play this week, you know, and then that really sucks. That really sucked, and definitely for him, right? Because he's the one that has the spot, had the spot. And then I can imagine that like coming into spring, like, you know, like slowly building up in spring, there was this probably urgency of me like coming up to him, right? Like I was crawling up and basically becoming a threat almost, because at that point I feel like our communication between each other and our bond wasn't nearly as strong. Mm. So now after MSI that we fixed everything, I think it runs really smoothly. I'm really, really happy with the attitude Paul's giving me, and I hope I can give him more support as well, because I think he's obviously, like, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I think he's the best top laner in Europe, and I think the only player that I consider outside of him is myself. That doesn't mean that all the other top laners are bad, because, you know, I made that statement in the finals. And what I want to make really clear is that it doesn't mean I don't have respect for other top laners, you know? Like, Vizichachi, I just played him. He played it pretty well. Like, he played the lane the way he had to. I'll admit, I think he could have played a lot better, but I could have played a lot better too, you know? I flashed it and died, you know? Like, woo! You know, like, after that happened, I was really like, oh, Like, what am I doing, you know?
Paul just behind the scenes going like,
No, like that's the thing. Maybe in the past, but now I feel like he's like, ooh, sucks. Like, he has the feeling like he can attack the issue together with me. Nice. We're not like profiting from each other's mistakes. We're actually like trying to fix them together.
that's how subs are supposed to work, or like the certain situation is supposed to work. You barely ever see it happen that way in esports so far. So I'm very happy to hear this from you, honestly.
I mean, that's how I feel. Whether it's going to turn out that way or not, we'll see.
Maybe in half a year, this will be a weird interview,
but like honestly, like I think when it comes to talent, I think that the main reason why both of us are playing is because our coaching staff feels like we're both too good not to play in the LCS, and I think they're right. I think that you know, maybe looking for next year that we might both separate, you know, whether I'm staying on Fnatic or he's staying on Fnatic. That's obviously, like, nobody knows, you know. Mm. So I just think that that statement is what people should be looking out for. And I think that's the biggest reason that we're both playing. Because, sure, like, one of us might be better than the other sometimes. And we will be making sure that we're different. For example, I pulled out the Singe today. Mm. Maybe the result wasn't as grand as I had imagined it. But that's like a stylistic difference, you know, like that's something I would do that you don't necessarily expect from sOAZ. Now, of course, for strategic reasons, you never know. Maybe he does play it, maybe he doesn't. But you know, like that's what I expect from each other, right? That's what I'd like to see from each other. That's what like is being communicated between the team, is that you can expect two different top laners, but both at a level where we're at the top of EU and can definitely compete internationally. And I think, depending on the meta, either of us will perform better than the other. Because I'm coming over really cocky, of course, because I'm comparing myself to sOAZ, right? So at the end of the day, you know, sometimes I have to just sit down and be like, you know, like I sit down, I'm like, you only have to Google this guy's name and look at his like trophy case, and you're like, this guy is still the best Western top laner in the world, right? Like, he is still the best Western top laner.
People argue that he's the best Western player of all time. I mean,
yeah, exactly. No, but that's my point. Like, honestly, when you look at results, 100%. If you look at his performance right now, he's still the best. Honestly, like, I think he still is the best. And just the fact that my coaching staff is okay with putting me in, like they're okay with giving up that literally #1 player to give me a shot, and he himself is okay with giving me a shot, means so much to me. It's crazy. Because at the end of the day, he's the very best, and he trusts a potential rookie of the split. I'm not sure what happened to the ruling there.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult.
It's a regular season award, so in theory, I'm still eligible for it because I wasn't eligible last split.
You were. That's the bad news.
Oh, really?
I could have voted for you, but you know, you only played 2.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that it was you needed to play 3 regular season games.
Yeah, but didn't you play?
No, I played 2.
You played 2? No, I think that it was only 2 actually. I don't know. Like when I voted, it was.
I know for a fact that I discussed this with Dracos.
Okay.
And he said for a fact that it's 3 regular season games.
I thought as well. I'm just saying that when I was able to vote, I was able to theoretically drop it.
No, then it's fine. Whatever. If I can't get it, I can't get it. But the point is,
a good damn rookie.
Yeah. Basically, like a decent rookie player, not really a rookie anymore. Honestly, I never felt like a rookie. And even Reckless himself, he was like, "You're not really a rookie." And like, you know, I mean, like he doesn't consider me a rookie, which is a good thing in my opinion, right? Like, I think that's really good for me. And I'm considered to be like a valuable player, and then, you know, like I don't need the guidance and all that, you know. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just a good standalone player, and he sees me that way, and I'm again happy about that. It's been good.
Speaking of Reckless, is it almost validating to see the one of the greatest marksmen in the West all of a sudden being down to dog duty and playing Janna and stuff like that? Is that feeling like, yeah, all those years I was, you know, playing the tanks for you guys, and now you have to give that same feeling?
Not at all. Like, the thing I have with Reckless is definitely like he's very extreme when it comes to winning the game. So if he thinks this is the best way of winning the game, this is what he'll practice, no questions asked. And I respect that a lot. You know, like if he thinks that playing marksman like might not be as valuable, he's going to show that in this play pattern. Like, he's going to show that in the solo queue, and he's going to practice other champions. So, you know, like I just respect the fact that he 100% commits to whatever he thinks is the best way to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it might be a little bit extreme that like he, you know what I mean? Like based on a solo queue, he almost doesn't play any AD carries at all anymore.
Basically spammed Ornn for 20 games.
Yeah, okay, but like, you know what I mean? Like he thinks this is the best, and he makes sure that like he's doing it. So is it validating? I mean, I think it's kind of funny, you know, like because I still think he's the best. I think Hans Sama is a very good AD carry player, but I don't give it to him yet.
See that?
Yeah, again, like I don't personally give it to Hans Sama just yet, though I have a lot of respect for him. That said, I think that's kind of it for you in terms of AD carry. I mean, I don't want to be rude or whatever, but it's not necessarily that the other AD carries are bad. It's just these two are really a step above, I would say. Yeah. And one of those two committing on the support tank train is a bit comical, maybe, because he is kind of the face of the LCS, no? Yeah. You know, and then what made him the face of EU LCS, he's kind of stepped away from. So I guess it's kind of funny. But again, it's what he thinks is the way to play the game. He feels most comfortable, or at least he thinks this is at least a good step in the right direction of winning the game. And God bless, you know, if that's what he thinks he's going to win, then he should keep doing it.
Some final words about that game? Do you even want to talk about it at all? Because you guys were hard losing. Like, you guys were 8k down.
Honestly?
Take a Baron and just end the game.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, the Baron is really in from Schalke. I mean, we were like, you know, we were literally like, there's no way they're actually committing to Dragon, by the way. Like, there's no way they're running the Dragon. And Caps made the call. He's like, just do it, you know, just hit it. So he starts hitting it, and it turns out we get it for free. And I was just like, you know, like, I'm like, yeah, all right, sounds good, you know, like, sounds good. I had my banner already ready, so that happened too. And then they, like, gave up, Vizicsacsi pushed up really far for some reason, even though I had Glory already. Like, it was really weird. It was a really weird game. It was like, oh, we're losing really hard. I had that, like, level 1, basically, I was already put on the back foot because of my own, like, ridiculous play. Of course, I flash in thinking I can solo kill him, but it's just unnecessary with the way we were playing the game. Because at the end of the day, the only thing we wanted to do was not fall behind, as you could see. But I also think that Schalke was really bad at putting on the gas. I think they had all the tools ready at a certain point in the game, but they couldn't use them. So, like, for example, the Herald was like, what? Why would they put it all the way back there and then have it walk in so we can prepare a defense to it? It makes no sense. They also have like 2 globals, so it's like they had push in all 3 lanes, and they had 2 globals, and and the Herald, and they couldn't close out the game. So it's like we were communicating that the game was actually good because they were giving up a lot of time to farm, especially after the Herald. I made a lot of mistakes this game. I died like for free twice, literally. I think that was my only 2 deaths. But you know, at the end of the day, they made that mistake, and then Varus had no flash from what happened earlier mid lane. So. Yeah, I literally built for that moment. I actually, like, my entire build was made so that if we get Baron, we're going to close out the game, or at least, like, set up the end, you know? And I think that's basically this patch in a nutshell. I think whichever team gets the Baron, as long as they have the better teamfight comp, it's so easy to just, like, go tower dive or kill the tower because they nerfed the towers. It's so squishy now. It's really easy to end the game. So I think if you make one big mistake, especially considering the strategy, because, I mean, maybe it's not the same in standard play, but it looks that way. But definitely for this combo, or at least people are calling it combo, you know, you're doing the mid-jungle thing where your mid laner or jungler, whichever, gets nothing. Yeah, like one gets nothing and one gets all. You only need one fight. You know, it's like you get one fight at 20 minutes, it goes well. You know, like goodbye. You really can't stop the guy from getting pentakills over and over again with the way the comps are built. Because, you know, we had Nunu, Morgana, and Karma, so...
The question I have, though... So, you guys tried it out twice now.
Right.
Yesterday was a disaster.
I mean, yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, obviously.
Today, you guys... Like, no offense to Schalke, but Schalke should have won that. Most other teams would have won at that point. So... Sure. Like even freaking your coach was just on the analysis. He was like, so so, hey, Dylan, did you deserve to win that game? Probably not. So are you gonna keep on doing this? Because I mean, there's a decent chance you go 0-2 after this week.
I think what's really important is the fact that we can play it and we show that we threaten it. Right. Now, I think the weakness of the combo is bans. There's only a limited amount of champions that make it that make the combo good. So the fact that you can play it makes it a little bit scarier for teams to draft against you, because they always have to keep in mind that maybe you have to ban one of the part of the combo or this or that or whatever. So I think it's valuable that we showed that we could play or we can play. I think that's always something that teams will now have to put in the back of their head, because this is going away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, by the time it gets nerfed, because it hasn't on 8.12 yet, on live it hasn't, so it's like 2 weeks more we have. Like, let's say we have 3 weeks of LCS, like 3 weeks that teams have to consider that we can, like, it's 2 more weeks, 4 more games, teams at least have to think they might. And I think that we've shown in spring that we can definitely play macro game, we definitely can play standard, we can play the early game, we can play the late game. So I just think it's a matter of getting back into that form, because I think that semifinals, MSI, we definitely didn't play the best macro. Like, we were pretty poor, but in the same vein, you know, like a week beforehand when we played against Kingzone and we beat them, I think we showed one of the best macro that the West has ever played in an international tournament, personally, because we were really, like, I think in terms of macro, we were really good on the map. Of course, there were mistakes here and there, but
It was a very convincing game.
it was definitely like a good showing for the Western, for Europe, that is.
Don't want to give NA any credit.
I mean, NA was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They were, honestly, like the first few days put a bad taste in people's mouth, but they were definitely good.
We all know, but come on.
Of course, NA, like, I mean, we knocked them out in the tiebreaker, you know, like, we've got all the bragging rights.
Yeah,
but
right. That was a different.
I have a lot of respect for all the players, for sure. Yeah. But, you know, like, at the end of the day, I don't know if we're going to play it next week. The fact that we can, and we show that we can, and we threaten it, is a big deal, because at the end of the day, like, the first game, I think we lost because we made a really big mistake at the red buff. Like, it was 7 minutes in, we contest, our Kai'Sa dies from, like, nothing. Right. You know, like, everything just explodes from after that point. You know, it's like that mistake was like 5k gold. Like snowballed into like a 5k gold lead for Misfits, and then they made the game really hard. But I think in the same vein, we don't do that, and the game goes stale for another 3-4 minutes. It's really, really hard for Misfits to win, because I feel like when you draft this comp, you're almost coin flipping the game.
Okay, cool.
Like,
yeah,
you know,
professional League of Legends, everyone.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, it feels that way.
How much money do you make to this again?
I mean, I don't want to say coin flipping the game, because obviously, like, I don't want to say it that way, but it really gets close.
Yeah.
It gets really close to coin flipping the game, because, like I said, you know, you have that one fight at 20 minutes, it goes bad against Misfits. You remember the fight at the Baron Pit, or near the Baron Pit, where, you know, like, that fight. If we win that fight, game ends. Like, game is over. You know, Misfits can't come back. Like, there's no way they can come back against our comp. But again, if they win, there's almost no chance we come back. So it's not really a coin flip.
Let's not call it coin flip, let's call it Russian roulette. I like that name.
Maybe. But, you know, at the end of the day, it gets decided in one fight at 20 minutes. You get, like, your last shot, that one fight at 20 minutes, and if one of your teammates really hard smurfs, you know, like, usually has to be caps. But if he does,
good times.
That's your 1 point in the LCS.
Everyone vote to call it Russian roulette from now on. I think that name is very fitting.
Sure.
Anything you want to say to the Fnatic fans, to your personal fans, to anyone out there?
Thanks so much for everybody. What's most important for me is that try and support the 6-man roster. I know there's people that prefer me over sOAZ over me. It's all great and fine, but we trust each other a lot. At least I trust him a lot when he goes on stage. I hope I can earn his trust as much as I trust him, because it is very high, naturally. He is the best Western top laner. And just please, just give us your support, because this week wasn't the greatest showing. But like I said, we really have the capability to play a really good macro. I think individually we probably still have the best roster in Europe. So if week 2 goes bad, just give us some time. We'll get back into it. We will make 100% sure we're playing in that final in Madrid. That much I can promise everybody.
Very exciting. If you watched until the end, because it's like 19 minutes at this point, put in #TrustTheMustache into the comments and on Twitter. I think that's really cool. Anyway, this was Bwipo and Darius from the Shotcaller. I hope you had a good day. See ya then. Hey everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, and I hope you just enjoyed that video. This is a generic end card, of course, so make sure to click here for a different interview, or here for a different interview, or about here to subscribe to the Shotcaller. We very much appreciate your support, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.